Hi.
How are you doing today?
Good.
Good. So today we're just going to do a little probation intake because I think you got the letter about being on probation this semester. You're not on strict probation, you're just on regular probation, which means you can take 15 credits or less. So today I'm just going to ask you a couple questions before we start so I can kind of see where you're at in regards to probation. So by the end of the semester, what would you say some of your goals are?
I guess, to raise my GPA, and have, better grades and stuff.
Yeah, no, I think that's a great goal. Do you want to just raise your term GPA, or are you looking to raise, cumulative?
Well, that would be great.
Okay, so both of them?
I wouldn't be against it.
All right, so I'll definitely help you with raising your GPA, even if that means, going to tutoring, helping, sitting with me, and I can do some academic coaching with you on whatever you're taking. What sacrifices are you willing to make this semester? I know some students have some problems making sacrifices.
Yeah, I guess I have to, commit more time to doing my work. Usually I have a lot of time where I, watch TV and hang out with my friends and stuff.
So maybe cutting back on hanging out with friends and, watching TV could be a good goal for you, or, a good sacrifice to make.
Yeah.
So, TV. And what do you think you can do differently this semester?
Well, my situation is, different this semester. I'm living back at home with my parents.
Okay.
Where last semester I lived with a friend off campus.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's just, everything's changed. And now there's, all my brothers and sisters are at home. And there's, a lot going on, so...
So I'm sure that was a major reason as to why you're on probation this semester?
Yeah.
Because I was looking at your grades from your freshman year, and you had, all A's and B's.
Mm-hmm.
So it was kind of shocking that you were on probation, but now it makes sense that you had some sort of background.
Yeah.
So we'll definitely talk a little bit about how that kind of played into your probation. But I just want to make sure before we go any further, like I said, you can only take 15 credits or less this semester. So how many credits are you taking? You can tell me the class.
12.
12?
Yeah, I'm taking math class, a psych class, a business class, and anatomy and physiology 1 again.
Okay, so you are retaking that because that was the only F you had last semester?
Yeah.
So at Georgian Court, did one of your advisors tell you to retake that class?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's good that they made you retake it. You don't have to, though.
They told me I needed it for my major.
For nursing, right. Because you're undeclared. That's kind of how it works at Georgian Court until you get into the nursing program.
Oh, okay.
So since you have to take anatomy and physiology 1 and 2, but since you failed the first one, if you still want to go the nursing route, you do have to take it again and pass it and then take the second one. Or if I don't know how you're feeling about nursing.
Yeah.
But then we could just put you into a different science course, which might be a natural sciences.
Okay.
So you don't have to worry about taking that again. So what are you thinking? Are you still leaning towards nursing or?
I've always wanted to be a nurse. My whole life I wanted to help people and give back and everything, but that class is just really hard, and I'm thinking if that's just the first level,
right?
I don't know if I can do all the rest of the classes that I have to do.
Okay, so what was the struggles of that class? Was it the content-based, or was it how much work they gave you, or was it a mixture of both?
I think it was the content and the workload combined together. It was just a lot. So
like you said, that is a big part of nursing. I know they kind of use those 2 classes to gauge if you're going to be able to do the rest.
Mm-hmm.
So do you want to stay in that? You totally can. We don't have to change your schedule. I would have to send you to an advisor anyway.
Okay.
But it's up to you if you want to take a different science or not. So maybe you don't have to decide now. You still have a little bit of time. Maybe recommending you go to the career center to kind of get an idea, because what else would you want to do if you decided to switch your major, do something else? You could still be undeclared till the end of sophomore year.
Okay.
But if you're not going to do nursing, it's kind of good to have a backup plan.
Right.
So is there anything else you're thinking of, or are you just completely I don't know?
I don't know. I really have no idea.
No, that's fine. Then I can definitely set you up for an appointment with career services.
Okay.
They actually have focus tests or the Holland test where it uses your personality, like you would take the assessment, and use your personality to kind of give you an idea of what careers might fit you.
Oh, okay.
And then, like, the counselors can talk to you about that and, like, what you're feeling. So that's definitely a way we can go by the end of this meeting.
Okay.
So what about, like, your time management? I know you said you had a little bit of struggles. Talk to me a little bit about how it was last semester moving back home.
Well, last semester when I lived with my friend, it was kind of just like we would hang out, but then we would do our homework at the same time and stuff.
Okay.
And now that I'm home, it's like I'm trying to do my homework, but my brothers and sisters are being loud and stuff, or I have to babysit them while my mom's gone.
Sure.
And then when I do see my friends, obviously I don't want to do homework, so I just want to hang out with them.
So it's a lot right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you think the best way is to handle that situation? Like, obviously, if it was a financial reason or for whatever reason you had to move home, that's kind of where you're at right now. So that's something that we can't change. But maybe we can try to change some of the situations that happen at home.
Yeah.
So, like, did you mention that your brother and sisters are always around, and, like, maybe you could stay at school for a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Like, maybe if you have school Monday, Tuesday, all day, you can stay, like, a couple hours later, go to the library, instead of going right home.
Done.
Yeah, because then I feel like you get more done when you stay at school rather than going home.
I definitely do.
Okay, so that's a good thing that we can do. And what about, like, do your parents kind of ask you?
Yeah, they don't really get it.
Okay.
Like, they don't know. They saw my grades and they didn't get why they were so much lower than last semester or last year because, like, they're not really home a lot. So I had to try and tell them, but they still just didn't.
So you tried to have the conversation with them, but, like, they weren't listening or?
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe that's something you could, is that causing any sort of feelings for you, or are you?
Mostly just, like, annoys me.
Okay.
That they still expect me to get good grades while
all this is happening at home. Okay, so that makes sense. Maybe, have you ever tried the counseling center here?
No.
No. I mean, it's not something that you don't have to do it. It's just a suggestion. But the counselors here are great, and they could really walk you through, like, talking to your parents, kind of getting them to understand that you have reasons for why your grades slipped, and not saying that it's their fault or anything, but kind of just figuring out a way to appropriately talk to them.
Yeah.
Instead of just, like, feeling annoyed.
Yeah.
It would kind of get your feelings out a little bit easier.
Yeah.
So I think we kind of went over that a little bit. What about, like, time management? Do you have any problems with time management? Do you have, like, a job off campus? Do you have anything else going on besides just your academics?
No, just like I said, I babysit for my parents sometimes. So.
Okay, so when you're babysitting, you don't get any schoolwork done.
No.
So how often do you babysit? When you, like, let's say you go to school from, like, 12 to 1. I don't know what your actual schedule is.
A little later than that.
Okay, so what time?
3.
Okay, so 3 o'clock, and then what time do your parents go home usually?
5:30.
Okay, so that's, like, a bit of time that I can see that you're going to be with your brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
So after they come home and maybe you have dinner with them, what's the next plan for you? Do you do your homework? Are you like, I'm going to go on Netflix? Like, what do you do?
I mean, at that point, I'm just so exhausted that I usually just kind of relax in my room by myself, like, away from everyone.
Okay, no, I understand that feeling, especially school, babysitting. It's got to be a lot on your plate.
Yeah.
But we have to kind of figure out how we can work with your time management because you do not want to be on probation again next semester. You don't want to risk being dismissed from Georgian court.
Yeah.
So maybe when your parents come home at 5:30, you have dinner, let's say, by 7 o'clock, this is your time now. Would you be open to working from 7 to 8 or 8:30? Like, what time do you usually go to bed?
Usually, like, 11, 12.
Oh, so you have plenty of time. Okay. So even if you work from 7 to 8, that's a whole hour that you can devote just to doing your homework.
Yeah, I guess that's not as bad if it's, like, a scheduled time that I do where, like, I decide I'm going to finish at 8.
Exactly, and I'm a huge, like, person for planning. I think planning is very helpful, especially if you take, like, all your syllabi and you say, like, let's say Monday you're going to do, you said you had math, right?
Yeah.
So let's say Monday from 7 to 8 you're going to do your math homework.
Mm-hmm.
Then you cross it off. You don't have to worry about that for the rest of the week.
Yeah.
And then like Tuesday you can do that with another class that you have. So as long as you write down and you know from 7 to 8 you're going to be doing homework.
Yeah.
And tell your parents that. Tell your siblings, hey, from 7 to 8 I need to get my schoolwork done. I need to do, and like just work with them like that.
Right.
Do you think that's something that could work in your family?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I mean, by that time, everyone kind of does their own thing anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it would be okay to do it then.
Okay. So, like I said with my recommendations, I would go to career services.
Okay.
And if you want to, counseling, I can walk you to counseling, or I can help you set up an appointment, so you don't have to let me know if you want to go or not.
Okay.
But definitely I'm going to help you with the career counseling because we want to kind of get your major squared away as quick as possible.
Right.
And we want you in classes that you like so we can boost up that GPA.
That'll be good at.
Yeah. So because you're on regular probation, I only have to meet with you monthly. But because it's kind of the beginning of the semester, I want to meet with you a little bit more often.
Okay.
So are you available like 2 weeks from now?
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe the same time, same day.
Yeah, that works.
And we can just work from there. And then I'll eventually do monthly with you because every time we meet now, I want to kind of see the work that you're doing.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to be like on top of you, but I just have to see a little bit to make sure you're getting stuff done.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can report back to your professors that like you're doing everything, nothing has to be worried about.
Right.
But that's really it for right now. Do you have any other questions for me?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, great. So then I will see you in 2 weeks.
All right. Thank you.
Bye, Anna.